Article writing is a very important form of writing, not only in the academic assignments, but also even in the professional circles. So learning how to write a good article is a very important skill for everyone. So today we are going to look at how best to write an article. And I'm going to, apart from walking you through the steps, the easy steps to take in writing an article, I will also show you a sample article to illustrate the steps discussed. And we are taking this sample from WIEC past question. Now, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Make sure you click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever I upload a new video on this channel, you will be notified instantly. My name is Benjamin, and I am from English Classes Online. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Let's begin with the lesson objectives. What is an article? These are the items we are going to look at. 2, features of an article. 3, planning an article, which of course will take us ABC process. A, choosing the topic. B, brainstorming and creating an outline. C, using an outline. And then step number 4, writing the article. And this is where we're going to illustrate with a sample article in response to a past exam question. And of course, 5 is cross-checking your work. It is obvious. Excuse me. So let's now begin with the first basic question. What is an article? Now, an article is a piece of writing that discusses a topic of public interest and is usually meant to be published in a newspaper or magazine. So in most English exams, you are asked to write an article suitable for publication, either in a national newspaper or in an international magazine or a school magazine. So an article discusses an issue of public interest, and that differentiates it from the college essay, okay? Now, the features of an article are as follows. Number 1, the title. 2, introduction. 3, the body of the article, within which, of course, you discuss the causes. Most of the topics that you are given for article writing are social problems or issues that relate to the society, okay? So if you are discussing a social problem, you are likely to discuss the causes, the effects, and the solutions. And then the fourth feature will be conclusion. Okay, so apart from the title, which is the headline, you have introduction, body, and conclusion, which are the 3 main parts of every essay. Then you have the writer's full name, which should be noted. And number 6, the writer's class for if you are writing in a school magazine. And then place of residence for a national newspaper or international magazine. If you are writing for an international magazine, then the country name will be necessary as well. Okay. Now, this brings us to step number 3, which is planning an article. Now, planning is a very important stage of everything that is worthwhile. Now, the first thing is for you to choose a topic, brainstorm and compile information. These are all aspects of planning. Make an outline, write introductory paragraph, write the body paragraphs, summarize the article in the concluding paragraph, okay? Cross-check your work and correct any errors in it, then you are good to go. Very simple steps in planning your article. When you understand how to plan any form of writing, then of course you can write it exceedingly well. Let's get to step number, let's take this one by one, the planning. Let's go through the planning process. Choosing the topic, this is important. You need to choose a topic you know and can discuss easily and convincingly. Do not choose a topic because you think it's a popular topic. No, choose a topic because you know you are familiar with it and you have enough cogent points to discuss. All right. Now you must know what you are talking about, otherwise your article will be big words without substance. Okay. If you are already given an article, which is always the case, uh, you are given an article topic in an exam, make sure you understand exactly what the examiner wants you to write on the topic. In the WAEC exam, for example, you are given about 5 topics, but some letter writing, some story writing, some report writing, some speech writing, some article writing, and so on and so forth. So if you choose to write the article, make sure you understand what the question is about. Then brainstorming and creating an outline. To brainstorm simply means to think about the topic in order to generate ideas for your article. Then while you think about it, the ideas will naturally flow into your mind. Then you just jot down the ideas on a sheet of paper just as they naturally flow into your mind. That's the simple procedure. After jotting them down, go over the points and pick only the ones you consider most relevant to the topic. Organize your main ideas and their supporting points into an outline, dividing them into the 3 main parts of your article: introduction, body, and conclusion. Of course, at this brainstorming and outline creating stage, you also arrive at what should form part of your introduction, which is the thesis, okay? Now, once you are through with brainstorming, then you have created an outline. The next thing is to use your outline. This is what that should look like. Let's now take our past exam question on article writing. The rising incidence of road traffic accidents nowadays is alarming. In an article suitable for publication in an international magazine, discuss at least 3 factors responsible for this and suggest ways of dealing with the problem. Now, this is taken from the West African Senior School Certificate Examination of June 2002. Now, this is how your outline should look like. Your title should be given in capital letters: the rising incidence of traffic accidents in Nigeria. Then being introduction, and then your paragraph 1, you should have a hook. The hook is the opening sentence that should grab the reader's attention. Then you have the background information that form the subject matter, and then the thesis, okay? Then C, the body of the essay. This should include paragraph 2. You jot down the points. Bad roads, you discuss bad roads. Then II, paragraph 3, lack of vehicle maintenance. III, paragraph 4, drivers' lack of training and experience in driving. And then IV, paragraph 5, which should be drinking while driving or driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, if you like. All these can be possible causes of road accidents. Then in paragraph 6, you discuss the solutions and make recommendations. Okay, then comes D, which is the conclusion. That should be paragraph 7. Here you reemphasize your thesis, you summarize cost, or you simply say something that will leave a lasting impression on the reader or examiner. Okay, now writing the article, and at this stage we want to look at the sample. Okay, we want to look at the sample, and then I show you how exactly you ought to write your article in order to score high in any English exam. You can see that the first thing is the headline. Of course, if you are buying a newspaper or magazine, you first check through the headlines. What really draws your attention and compels you to buy a particular newspaper is the headlines. Okay, so whenever you are writing an article, give it a catchy title. Let the headline be very prominent, very attention grabbing. Now you write it in capital letters at the top center of your answer sheet. Rising incidents of road traffic accidents in Nigeria. Then the first paragraph, which is the introductory paragraph. This is where you show the reader the importance of this article. Why should the reader read this article in the first place? Nobody wants to waste his time on something that is meaningless. So the first paragraph is very crucial. Now, this is how we can come with the hook and the background information as well as the thesis. Now, let's look at it. Death rates arising from road accidents have kept increasing astronomically in recent years in Nigeria. This is the hook. You see, this statement actually shows that this is a serious problem. And then you give a few sentences to form the background information, to enlighten the reader about this problem and how serious it is and how important it is that this should be given attention. Let's continue. In fact, road traffic accidents have virtually become the greatest cause of death and disability in this country. Hardly a day goes by without one reading in the dailies. Let's see if we can, well, perhaps we can highlight something, right? Okay. Well, let's just go through it, not to waste some time. Okay, so hardly a day goes by without one reading in the dailies the sad stories of people who have either been killed or maimed in road accidents. The mortuaries are filled to the brim with corpses picked from various accident scenes on our highways, while the emergency wards of our hospitals are full of people in varying degrees of unconsciousness waiting to be confirmed dead. This article will examine a couple of reasons for these accidents and suggest effective ways of reducing the carnage on our roads. You see, you have ended with the thesis. The thesis is the main idea you want to discuss in the essay, okay? Now, let's move ahead and go to the next paragraph. This is paragraph 2, and this is where the body of your article begins. Okay, so you take the first point from your outline, which is bad roads, and you discuss it here as a major cause of road accident. And here is how you can do that. One of the most common causes of road accidents in this country is the deplorable state of our roads. Most of our roads are full of bumps and potholes, such that speeding cars, buses, and trucks frequently run into them and somersault, killing or maiming the passengers on board. Some of the roads are also too narrow to accommodate two vehicles going in opposite directions. Thus, there are frequent cases of vehicles getting involved in head-on collision with each other on these roads. You have discussed bad roads. And one thing you can do, your first sentence in each body paragraph could be the topic sentence. A topic sentence is a sentence that contains the main idea that you want to discuss in that very paragraph. And after your topic sentence, other sentences that follow will just be used as evidence to back up the statement you have made in the topic sentence. Then let's go to the next paragraph. That's paragraph 3, and we are discussing point 2 from our outline, and that is lack of vehicle maintenance. So here is how we do that. Another reason is that many of the vehicles plying the roads are in very poor condition as a result of lack of proper maintenance. Many vehicle owners are not willing to give out money for the maintenance of their vehicles. They are only interested in the returns they get from their drivers. And even when they manage to squeeze out some money for vehicle maintenance, it may not be used for that purpose, as some of the drivers simply embezzle the money and continue to drive the vehicles with worn out tires, stiff steering, and faulty brakes, or without lights, rear and head, side mirrors, wipers, etc. See, you have painted another picture of the things that cause road accidents. So let's now move on to the next paragraph. And in this next paragraph, you are going to take point number 3, which is driving under the influence of alcohol. Next, most of the drivers who use this one has to do with lack of training and experience on the part of the drivers. That's the point in this next paragraph. Next, most of the drivers who use our highways are people who have obtained their licenses through bribery and therefore lack the training and experience to drive on the highways. Some of them are unable to read the road signs, hence they violate traffic rules with impunity, thereby causing accidents. See, you have made another very important point. Then the next paragraph will be driving under the influence of alcohol. And so this is how you can do that. Driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs is perhaps the most devastating of all the causes of accidents on our roads. Alcohol weakens the decision-making ability of the brain, so drinking and driving is the easiest way to cause fatal accidents on the highways, you see? So now we have discussed the causes, and now we want to talk about the solutions, okay? And then we devote a paragraph to discussing the solutions. To reduce the incidence of accidents on our roads, the government should repair the road by filling the potholes and resurfacing with coal tar. The narrow roads, bridges, and culverts should be widened and be rebuilt with proper materials. The Federal Road Safety Commission and the vehicle inspecting officers should stop taking bribes from offenders and rise to their responsibilities of making sure that all vehicles which are not roadworthy are kept off the roads. They should make it a point of duty to apprehend offending drivers and ensure that they are prosecuted for traffic offenses. The government should set up mobile courts to speedily prosecute and punish drivers who are found guilty of drunkenness, overspeeding, or reckless driving. Education should also be given top priority as an effective way of increasing the level of compliance with traffic rules among drivers. These are solutions, recommendations you have made. And then it's now time to conclude. And since you have adequately discussed the issues, you can just conclude in a very, very straightforward manner. And here is how you can do it. I strongly believe that if these measures are taken, they will go a long way towards reducing, if not stopping, the carnage on our roads. Okay, so this is a very, very good way to actually bring your article to an end. And what then remains is for you to write your name And then, since it is meant for an international magazine, you write your address and include the country name. So this is where we draw the curtain on today's class. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like the video and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Goodbye for now and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video.